When we look through the lens of a microscope for the first time in history and saw little things moving, later we called them bacteria, we understood something about our worlds that were hidden to us. Knowing that these things called diseases that we attributed to the ghosts and the witches meant that we started to live in a different reality. Nothing in the world actually changed, but our reality did. Our experience of the world changed. So you could say, after that moment, we were living in a new world. These are paradigm shifts, and could there be lenses that we can look through and see our world in a different way that might alleviate our suffering and suffering around us? I think that you know that if the answer was no, I wouldn't be making this video. So let's take a look. So I want to suggest a new lens, a new way of looking at our world that can maybe reveal to us some of the things that make us sick today. And let's build from the beginning. So the idea is that we don't live in a world of people, but a world of ideas. This is my first proposition. So let's take a look at that. I want to ask you to take a look around you and maybe even look at outside of the window. Let's take a look outside. So I wanted you to look at all these plants and trees and see them as ideas. Ideas of nature. Can you see that? A flower, a tree being a collection of ideas. Leaves, each leaf being a collection of maybe hundreds of different ideas nature had, all combined into one thing. And the bigger organisms, like us, are a collection of bigger and bigger amounts of ideas. But all of these, I want you to ask you to see them as ideas. And in this way also to see humans as ideas of nature. Everything that exists as ideas, right? So this is the first proposition. 2 is to see that all of these ideas that around us, the plants outside there, us, the Homo sapiens, all the animals that are around, all of these things have been in evolution and they have been fighting for survival. Those of us who are here in this moment are those who won this evolutionary race. So, if all of these were ideas, the nature's ideas, if you want to call it that way, all ideas are fighting for survival. So this is second. The world is just made of ideas, not of people, not of people are also just some ideas. It's an idea. But it is made of ideas. The world is look around and see everything as idea or combination of different ideas. And second, that these ideas are all fighting to win. All ideas, no matter how benign and peaceful it seems, like this tree in front of me, so peaceful, every part of this tree contains an idea that is fighting for its survival. So I know this maybe sounds, okay, what are we going to do to this? Trust me, this is going to liberate you. Yeah, it is possible. Let's take a look. So when it comes to us humans, we think that we have ideas. We think that we are the owner of our ideas, or we think that we generate these ideas. But if we really live in a world of ideas and all these ideas are fighting for survival, what if we could say that we don't have ideas. Ideas have us. Ideas use organisms to express themselves, just like genes do. We could say that we have our genes, or could say that the genes use the organism to live forever, like that book. So, if we can accept this, that we don't have ideas, we are immersed in a world which is ideas, and these ideas need organisms to express themselves, then something is revealed to us, that everything that we take as our ideas are actually things that are feeding on us. And I don't mean this in a pejorative or negative way. Not at all. This is not a judgment on ideas. It's just the way to see them. So how can this, you say, all right, all this stuff and things, how can this help me? How can this allow us to see the world differently? This is how. Can you imagine that you would look at people who have some kind of a illness, they have no control over it, and condemning them, making them guilty of that disease? Actually, we used to do this. You know that? People used to say that with some diseases that you were evil, that you were bringing this to this world, and many other versions of this. We were not seen separated from our diseases. And so in the same way, in the same way, ideas infect us. And I don't mean it negatively. I mean ideas enter our minds. They need us as the engine for them to survive. So if you can see it this way, can you imagine that we would never mistake a human being with their ideas? We would never mistake ourselves for our ideas. We would not identify ourselves or anyone else with the ideas. And what would this give us? The freedom to not fight for things that are surviving on us, the things that are living on us, and we are fighting for them. I mean, these ideas must be laughing. And so how much of our problems in the world and the discussions and fights and wars is not because your idea against my idea, because I am identified, I take my identity from my ideas and you. So if your idea is against mine, then we are enemies. But seeing it differently means that we are the same. We are the same human beings. And different ideas enter us, like different, they can be seen like diseases, but again, it's not a value judgment on these ideas. But this model of disease is helpful to see it, really infection. Okay, we are infected by this. If we can see that, we are free to choose the ideas instead of the ideas choosing us and living through us. We giving our lives away for something that isn't even helping us. It's causing a lot of trauma and suffering. I sometimes imagine that children, or I rather hope that children in 30 years, 40 years from now would look back and say, wow, just like we look back now and we say things about the past, we do, that they would look at us and say, wow, people were killing each other for ideas, and the other children were surprised and startled. How? For ideas? Yes. They were thinking they were the ones who had ideas. And I hope that is so self-evident to those kids. So basically, here is it. We don't live in a world of people, we live in a world of ideas. We don't have ideas, ideas have us. And this shift in a view can truly liberate us. I want you to bring someone in mind that you really oppose or deprecate their ideas. It's very easy to look in politics, for example. And instead of seeing a person who is just malicious and rogue, see the ideas acting. When you hear them speak, see those ideas speaking. Just like you would look at someone with a disease, and if they are behaving in a certain way, you wouldn't say that you would see that this is the disease doing that. And again, this is an interesting way to look at the world and see how the ideas are acting, how the ideas are speaking, and not mistaking ourselves with our ideas. This gives us just like a shift from geocentric to heliocentric, from the Earth being the center of everything, and we discovered, no, we are not the center of the universe. It was a shift, again, a paradigm shift. This can be a paradigm shift where we come back to the center, where we already are as human beings, and we see ideas around us. No more we see ourselves as separate spheres, separated by ideas between us. No more we are going to seek for ideas and discussions and to come together, but we are not letting ideas separate us. And in this way, we are free to choose better ideas. So instead of seeking a new religion, a new credo, a new belief, a new ideology to connect us, let's not allow ideas to separate us. Because what separates me from you is just an idea. And second, to look at other people, it's easier, and see how ideas are acting through them. And see if you can see it like the disease model, that you're not mistaking the ideas for that person. This can give us alleviation from the sense of there are evil people, just like in the past we were thinking of people who were sick mentally or physically sick. We were thinking of them as being evil. And now we don't think that. This is a better world. We don't need to, we stop hating people. We start to see ideas, and ideas can be opposed to our ideas. So we find the solution, we find conversations, we find ways of investigation and exploration without suffering at all. And three is the next time you have a strong opinion or idea about something, really take a look at yourself and see where did they come from? How are they feeding on you? See these little idea things that can enter our minds. And if we can see that in this way, we are free from so many unnecessary sufferings. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. All these things that can help this channel to grow if this is helpful to you. Bye.